Yo, boys, what is going on? It is your boy Nick from On The Foot Market. I hope you guys are having a banging day. And I have a great video for you guys. And it is a great one. You guys know it's going to be a great one. It's always a good one. And it's going to be a Team of the Week investing video. If you guys are excited for that, give me a thumbs up. And let me know in the comments down below, who do you guys deem as your favorite investor from this Team of the Week? Like, who do you guys like the most out of this Team of the Week? Who are you guys having your eye on the most? I know that this Team of the Week is absolutely insane. Team of the Week 5 is crazy. If you guys are watching this video or this kind of video for the first time, I know there's a lot of different content on this channel. Team of the Week 5 investing videos, basically the way we go about them is I go through every single player with you guys and talk about potential prices that I like, potential buy times. Now, let me just keep this in mind. Don't follow my prices like a Bible, right? There's going to be a promo coming up with Scream. There's going to be some crazy cheap prices over the weekend, in my opinion, with Team of the Week if we do get lightning rounds of Pearl Packs throughout the Scream. So just keep that in mind. And also keep in mind, before I talk about any of these cards in this video today, that the Scream promo is actually going to bring more supply to this Team of the Week, meaning that there's a potential that this Team of the Week could be a little bit oversupplied, so they might not rise as much out of packs. Essentially, a card rises out of packs, and one of these special cards rises out of packs because of the fact that it becomes rare and it becomes still in demand and very usable in meta in a lot of weekend league teams or just rivals or teams in general. So that's kind of why an investment works. Just something I want to point out to you guys before we talk about any of the specific players in this Team of the Week. There's a lot of discard players. So for me, sometimes when I see discard players, I think we may be getting a Team of the Week SBC. There are, and discard players, guys, if you don't know what a discard player is, it is a card that you can pick up for 10,000 coins and on bid or buy now, and it discards for that price. So like it actually discards for the value that you can buy it at. And there's a lot of those cards in this Team of the Week. So I think that is definitely something that you want to look at, and maybe there's Team of the Week SBC coming. I don't know. I'm going to hold off on buying any of these players for a little while. Just because I think a lot of it's pretty risky right now. You have rewards coming, and then you have Scream promo coming, so I think it's all a little bit risky. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You've got 11 players that are going to be selling for their discard values come rewards tomorrow, and then you probably have 1 or 2 in the starting 11, which you do right there. So that's crazy. That's all. You basically have no in between with this Team of the Week. You have no really average players. You gotta have a bunch of really good players, and then a bunch of discard informs. So we'll start from right to left. And if you guys, I just want to show something off for you guys, just if you have not been a part of the Team of the Week investing videos. Over the weeks, we've made some killer investments with Team of the Week investing videos. Talisca was a card that I advised during the video, saying pick up from 25 to 30K. He's now 65,000 coins, and it's been about 2 weeks. So a lot of these cards are just players that you would put one of in your club and sell over time. Alvaro's this perfect example. He was from Team of the Week 1. We picked him up for 10,500. Good center back, discard informed Spanish. He's 30. Alvaro's 30. He's 25, but he'll hit 30 for this weekend. So you have a lot of these in as well, like a guy like Lala, which we bought Lala's at 10K flat. Lala's starting to hit 15, 16, 17. So a lot of that kind of stuff we do. We do a little bit more intense investing with some of the other players, but just wanted to give you guys a few examples of some investments that have worked out well from these videos so far, and it's a good way as well for you guys to get an insight on some of the players in the Team of the Week and my thoughts on them as players and investments. So we'll start off over here. Guys, there's no interesting action on the reserves for me outside of all of these cards just being the cheapest informs now in the game. They're going to be the discard informs. So if you do get any Scream SBCs with Team of the Week requirements, it may be worth for you guys going during rewards or at any point Thursday or Friday and just kind of stocking one of all of these in your club, just putting one of every one. I don't think that hurts anybody. And I think that could do you some justice. If you do get an SBC some point next week, that will be making you look pretty good, and you'll be sitting pretty if you do end up getting an SBC, in my eyes. That's how I look at it. So you have Carlos Fernandez, who, again, it's a Spanish guy. Look, it could be up in a few weeks because a lot of the guys now, discard informs guys, like nationality-wise, they do better if you have a better nationality. So they'll rise a little bit higher out of packs, in my eyes at least. But nothing here that I'm really looking at. This guy I would definitely take a look at because he's in the Super League and he's Russian. I don't know. I just feel like that is something that sometimes you get a little bit of a link action there. I know that the Super League has, I think, Pepe at center back. And I think they have one other player who's not bad for linkage. But anyways, we're going to move on to the bench. Look, guys, the bench, look, again, these are all discard investments for me. I think this guy is playing in Ligue 1. So this guy is going to be an interesting one to pick up. He's actually not a bad card. It's just a longer term hold. It's not a bad card. Out of all the informs on the bench, this is probably one of the best cards. He's got 73 pace, 80 defending, and 82 physical. That's for Ben Spani. So that's not a terrible card. I think you should consider looking into this as an investment. You don't have to look into this, but I think you should consider it. I think this guy has some promise and some potential as an investment. Just being a discard player reminds me a little bit like a worse nationality, a worse league, Tonelli. From last week, we got Alsama here joining into the team of the week. Mitrovic is just one I want to talk about because Mitrovic is actually in the Premier League. So Premier League informs are always the best. If you're going to mass invest one of the discard informs from this team of the week, I think Mitrovic is probably a really good look for a lot of you guys. That's just my opinion. I feel like Mitrovic is definitely a guy that you probably want to look into mass investing with. That's probably a player that would work out pretty well for you. If you got a bunch at 10,000 coins, maybe during a promo Friday, or if you snipe during Weekend League Rewards tomorrow, you may have a shot. Or, you're at this point, you're watching this video on Weekend League Rewards. So if you get onto the market and you go do some sniping, this could be a guy that you make some coins off of. Let's get into the starting 11. That's what matters. That's the amazing part of this team of the week. There's a lot of good players in the starting 11. So let's talk about them. Szczesny's the first one. Like, to me, Szczesny looks like a really good card. 86s right now are high in value because of Hazard SBC does need some team of the weeks and the Icon SBC. So a lot of the 86 rated informs early on got rare. So you're going to start to see some of the new team of the week informs kind of start to get into the rotation of some of that, which I would expect for sure. So that is something to keep in mind. I think he's a very good keeper. I think that he will drop down as the week goes on. But I think he will be investable. I think Serie A keepers this year are totally investable. And I think a Juventus informed keeper is very investable, especially because Szczesny is 6'5". Height seems to be the meta for goalkeepers this year. And I've heard that he's fantastic. So I would look at this guy out of packs to definitely rise up. I don't know what price we're looking at yet, guys. I don't know. He's about 46 right now. I'm thinking maybe 30, around where Neto was, maybe 30 to 35, 35 maybe, I think. Guys, keep in mind, that's not a price that you need to buy at. It's just the suggested price that I'm looking into. Then we move on to one of the best defenses I've ever seen. This back three line here is ridiculous. Sandro got an inform this week. Sandro's already 300,000 coins. I don't think Sandro really is going to go much lower than 250. So I think if you see him at 250 this week, that's going to be the pull the trigger price. I don't think you can go wrong there. He's got high work rates, 3-star, 5'11". This is a fantastic card. 83 acceleration, 87 sprint speed. It's just everything you want, and Sandro fits the meta this year. Trust me, I've played against him. He is fantastic. He's such a good card. Almost impossible to pass, for real. So that's something that I would keep in mind, boys, this year for sure, is that he's a beast. And that is going to be a card that you guys can definitely rock out with. And the other center back, we have Eric Bailly, who for me is my favorite investment of this team of the week. 84 rated Man United center back with medium high work rates, being 6'2". Very overpowered card. Historically, 68 accelerations, not the best. 81 sprint speed is great. Good marking, good jumping, not the best stamina, but good strength. It's a very good card. Right now, he's sitting at about 100 and I think 130. He's 140 or 150. He's about 150 right now. About 150 on the market is what you can pick him up at. I'm looking to pick him up probably. Hopefully he gets to like 110, 120. That might be too ambitious, but I think 110. I think if you see him at 110 or 120, that's kind of like when I was talking about last week with Hulk. I was like, if Hulk goes under 200, like that's the point of no return. Like if he goes to that price, he's never going back to that price for the whole week in my eyes. So I think that's probably the price you would be looking at for a guy like Eric Bailly. Then you talk about this is potentially, guys, I know the stats don't say it. I know the work rates maybe don't tell you. This is the best center back, at least maybe one of the best non-icon center backs in FIFA Ultimate Team. This guy's gold card is absolutely ridiculous. If you guys know, Van Dijk this FIFA is literally like playing against somebody just bullying you the whole game. He's crazy. 6'4", 76 sprint speed, 67 acceleration, 86 jumping, 93 strength. Like all it takes with this guy is a shadow chem style, and it's like it's ridiculous. Like this guy is out of this world this year. He's sitting right now at about 300. He's about 370. On Xbox, he's about 370. So that's the price that he's at right now. I think for me at low 300, this guy's a buy. 100%. I think this guy at low 300 today is a buy. If you can get him at like that 310 mark, 290 to 310, I think that's going to be the ideal price. He's ridiculous. I know his stats maybe don't tell you that. It's a very good statistical card. I think a lot of people have to change their mindset as investing this year and as investors and gameplay players. Like, it's very different this year. Cards that have this kind of combination of statistics on a center back are very good. They're very usable. It's different than a lot of other years where it hasn't been usable and you had to have a guy with like 80 pace as a center back to be very overpowered. It's a little different, man, this year. A lot of the taller, stronger guys are seeming to succeed more than they have in past FIFAs. We have two discard informs here, who I'm not going to be talking much about. Again, another guy that you club stock with the 81s. Carlos Vela is an interesting one. I talked about Carlos Vela on my stream earlier with a lot of the guys watching. I think Vela is already 17K. I think Vela, if he's a guy that we do end up getting hit by a lot of promo packs and lightning rounds this weekend, I think if Vela hits down at about like 11,000, 10,500 coins, I think you go by 40. I really think you go by 50. It's a very, very good card. Now, I know he's got 2-star weak foot, but 84 rated inform, and it's a good card. So it's not a bad card, and I think that, look, does it ever go over 25? Probably not. Maybe in 4 or 5 months when it's really, really rare. But it's a pretty good card, man. You got to look into it. It's a pretty good card. James, a lot of people have been asking me about James. I don't like James at all. He's a right mid this year. Not this year, but with this variant of his special card, it's a right mid. I just don't think it's great, man. I don't like it. 74 pace on the right flank with a left foot as a strong foot is not my favorite. 3-star weak foot with 4-star skills is not too bad. 90 vision, 91 crossing. It's got a great card for a center mid or a cam. Like, this is a great cam or a center mid. It's just not a right mid. You just can't get away with this at right mid. It's not, for me, guys, it's not cut to be a right mid. So I'm not going to be looking at James this week. Bernardo Silva is very interesting. That's someone transferring coins. GGEA for doing that, guys. Thank you guys for helping us out. So what, 65, 70,000? I think Bernardo Silva is a mass investment. Maybe if he gets down about 45 to 50, I think this is way too high right now. I'm still thinking this is too high. Now, Bernardo Silva is not bad this year. I played against one. He's not bad. His finishing is still the problem. But he's not a bad card, and he's a very, very agile player, and he does very well on the wing. So I think that he's not going to be a terrible investment by any means. Romelu Lukaku is right now at about 500,000 coins. I think Lukaku, for me, this week, if he goes anywhere in the low 400s, is a buy. This card is a beast this year, and he's very, very good in FIFA. He's got 91 sprint speed with 77 acceleration. I think the deal with Lukaku is once he gets going on his runs, he's almost unstoppable, but you have to get him going, and he has to be in that. The agility and balance are a problem with Lukaku, definitely. That's definitely a problem with him. But look, it's a great. I think for me, it's a great card, and it's something that I have been playing against. I've been playing a lot of rivals, and I've been playing against the gold. And the gold is crazy, so I'm sure the inform obviously will be better. Arnautovic is really interesting to me. Like, I think Arnautovic has a potential to go down to about 60, 65. I'll tell you from my experience, I've never seen Arnautovic really fly up out of packs. I've never seen Arnautovic really go through the roof and get really high out of packs because of over hype or people going crazy and wanting to use him. I've never seen that. I'll say it differently, though. This year, it's a little bit different. Arnautovic's gold is really good, and this is a 6'4" striker with 4-star, with better agility and balance than Lukaku has. Decent sprint speed, 85 strength, finishing is 80, composure is 82. Like, this is a very good striker card that you can use in a Premier League squad. So I think that Arnautovic is a little bit different this year because he's a lot more usable in my eyes. Guys, favorites from this week. I know you guys always like to know favorites. First of all, before I tell you my favorites, please get in the comments down below. Let me know your favorites. Who are you guys looking at this week? Who's your player that you guys want to invest in? Who's the guy? Let your boy know. For me, I'm looking at a lot of them, right? I'm looking at Eric Bailly. I'm looking at Van Dijk. I think the difference between Eric Bailly and Van Dijk. Look, Van Dijk is definitely more meta. Pros top 100 is using Van Dijk. The problem is Van Dijk, I think they're pretty much the same in terms of like community popularity. Van Dijk's also going to have a much more tax margin up at that bracket. Now, he will be a lot more rare. I'm looking at how rare he is. But look, Eric Bailly is pretty rare for an 84 rated. So we'll be monitoring that. I think Sandro, long term, I think pros are going to use this card till Marcelo gets a team of the year. This is the card that pros are going to use. This Inform Sandro, because we got it so early on in FIFA. So I think that this card out of packs is going to absolutely fly in value. So this is a card that, as a longer-term investment, Sandro should be your main focus this week because that is a guy that pros really, really, really like. So that's something that I'm looking at as well. And then other than that, guys, I think we're looking at Arnautovic. Obviously, you can't go wrong with that if he does get down to 60. Lukaku long-term, potentially. And then, yeah, you have a lot of discard investments. Other than that, guys, I think that this is a very good team of the week. A very good team of the week to invest in. I'll get you guys good with some updates. We're going to have a market watch out for you guys. I had Division Rivals rewards out for you earlier this morning. Please go check those out. They went all right. They went. You'll have to watch the video. But they were my rank 2 Division Rivals rewards and one of my buddies rank 1, I think, Division Rivals rewards. So thank you to everybody for tuning into the video today. A lot of content coming for you guys on the channel because Scream's coming and everything else is starting to happen, man. A lot of stuff coming up in October. October's a big month, boys, so I hope you guys are ready for it. Thank you guys for watching the video today. We'll see you guys in a video very soon. Peace out.